about another serious medical issue, and that, of course, is with you, Sheldene Masondo. Lovely to have you on the show. You are a dedicated mother of three children. You're a loving wife and a passionate cancer awareness advocate from Rockville in Soweto. You are also a survivor of stage triple negative breast cancer. You will tell us what that means. And of course, this really speaks about your courage of faith and transformation. So let's start right at the beginning and ask you, especially for those of us who may not know, what is Cancervive all about and how did this movement start?
Thank you for having me, Julie. Cancervive is a survivor-driven organization. We travel across South Africa, especially to rural and underserved communities, to spread life-saving cancer education in a way that's very vibrant, emotional, and unforgettable. We use storytelling, music, and our lived experiences to break the silence around cancer. It started with a group of courageous individuals who believed that their personal journeys could help change lives. And what began as a passionate ride to share messages of hope and early detection has grown into a national movement. We now educate, uplift, and engage communities across the country, especially in areas where cancer is still misunderstood and stigmatized.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's talk about your condition. And you are a survivor of stage triple negative breast cancer. What does that mean? And was that kind of almost when you heard about it, when you learned about it, did you think that this is a death sentence?
Um, yes, I'm a stage 2B triple negative breast cancer survivor. I'm 9 years in remission now. And yes, I did not know what cancer is. I think what drew me to Cancervive is the fact that the education that we take to people. I did not know what cancer is. I was one of those who thought cancer was a white man's disease, was for old people.
Sure.
But being part of Cancervive, actually, I had to learn what is this cancer that I'm facing with. I had to educate my family. What is this cancer? And that stood out for me to say, um, I want this for myself. I want to be the one that's taking the education to communities. I want to be the change that I want to see. And a triple negative breast cancer, it's a very aggressive type of cancer, a very difficult to treat type of cancer. But yeah, being positive and learning of what I don't know about, gave me, a positive mindset and an eagerness to say, what, I've got this. I want to win this battle to make a difference in our country. I might be the only book the next person could read, so I better make this work. Thank you, Judy.
When you heard, when you were given your diagnosis, um, clearly at the time you thought it was a death sentence. How difficult was it for you to break the news to your family? And were you afraid you were going to be perhaps rejected? I'm kind of wondering what went through your mind at that time and what was the support like? And here you are sitting with me 9 years later, talking to me and looking like a picture of perfect health.
You, Julie, your question, it actually takes me to the 28th of April 2016 when I got this envelope from the Helen Joseph Education, impatiently sitting on a bench waiting to be called to see the doctor. And I think the first thing that I did, and actually on that day, it was the day that I went to officiate my wedding at my marriage at the Home Affairs. So I was all dressed up pretty for the day. And I was just sitting, I
Oh
remember
man.
a yellow dress, and I was sitting there impatient, wanting to go home to celebrate. I remember getting into that room, and the look from the doctor just said it all, that something is not right here. The first question was, do you have kids? And I was like, yes. And she went like, yes, that will be your strength, you know. And I was very angry, very angry, very angry that I did everything right. I ate well. Um, I walked, I tried to live well. I'm not a drinker, but why? What have I done wrong? Why me? That's the question. Why me? I was very much angry and upset, you know. Um, and I thought tomorrow I'll woke up dead, actually. Like, this cancer, I know there's a weight cancer. Does it mean tomorrow I'll be dead? And those were the questions that went through my mind. Those were the questions that I was like, but why, God? Why this? Why this? Not knowing that those three words, "you have cancer," are the words that would shape this person today that I am.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
so
You
yeah.
are amazing. You are amazing. Let me take you back to that day. You went to get married. You went to have your marriage certified I suppose, at the court. Um, and you had to go for your test. Which came first? Did you get married first and then went for your results, or was it the other way around?
Remember, in the public hospital, they take your bloods beforehand. So I waited almost 3 weeks for the results. So while I
Right.
was in the queue, because when we officiate your wedding, it's not just you waiting to be officiated;
Ah,
it's a queue. So we're
okay.
sitting all dressed up in nice dresses, waiting to be called in the office to officiate. And that's when the call came to say, you need to be at Helen Joseph now. Uh, so yeah, it was me
So
on the
you didn't
queue.
get so you didn't officiate your marriage. You went straight to
No,
Helen Joseph.
no, I finished off. I had to.
Okay.
I
All right.
went
So you
in,
got
then
married.
then I
Right.
went there.
It's bringing a smile to my face. You know why? Because it's a story of hope. Alhamdulillah. It's a story of survival. It's a story of resilience. And I think it is so beautiful. And I'm just wondering, what do you think went through your husband's mind? Because I'm sure he went with you to the hospital.
I was all alone.
Oh,
He had meetings also on that day, so I was sitting by myself. The naughty thing I did while sitting on that bench, I opened the envelope and I saw it was written invasive carcinoma. It's the words that I don't know. I googled. Then I saw something that said cancer. Then I sent him a message. I think I've got cancer. That was before I got inside the room with the doctor. And his silence, I could really see him also Googling to find out what is this word, you know. Um, he had to be strong for me. He was far from where I was. He wanted to drive there immediately, but I said, no, I'll be fine. But
okay.
then it was.
I can see I can see the funny side to the story, as serious as it is. Thank you, God, you are a survivor. But at that point, did you kind of think, oh gosh, I just got married and I'm giving him this news? What is he going to say? Maybe did he get married on the wrong day? What was going through your mind regarding just having got married and getting the news that you got cancer?
It's the fear.
Oh,
I was very fearful at that moment to say this was supposed to be the most beautiful day, the happiest day of my life, and maybe it's the last day of my life. Remember, I did not know what this cancer is. Maybe it's the last day of my life. So it was the most difficult day, the most difficult day now that you've taken me back to that day. And I think it's the day that I have, something that you bury deep inside, you don't want to remember. We tell our stories, we talk to people, But I think this part that you just asked me about now is the part that was hidden deep inside.
I'm so sorry if I brought up some sad and bad and hurtful memories, but I think that's part of your journey, is it not? When you share your story, um, your hurt, your darkest and deepest fears is what gives other people hope. Because as you share your story and you tell them, 9 years later, here I am sitting and talking to you and looking like a picture of perfect, beautiful health. I think that's
Yes.
amazing. So, on that note, let's go for an ad break. We'll come back and talk to you some more.
Okay, Julie.
Penny Appeal's Education First campaign helps children to get access to quality education.
I'm 14 years old. When I grow up, I'd like to be a scientist.
We believe every child belongs at school,
And we want education, a better education.
learning and dreaming their way to a better future. With your help, we can provide classrooms, desks, stationery packs, and school shoes. Help make these dreams a reality. Visit www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
You South African, of course. You anxious about the future. We've got you covered. Build on your wealth portfolio with Randry Jewelers Gold Coin Exchange. Visit us at 151 Stephen Dlamini Road, Musgrave, Durban, or call us on 031 202 4700 for more information. Randry Jewelers Gold Coin Exchange, your passport to gold investment.
Valley's Motor Spares. We supply motor spares and accessories for all makes and models of motor cars, LDVs, bakkies, trucks, and earth-moving equipment. We deliver on time, every time. Please contact us via WhatsApp on 014-592-0925 or call 014-592-0925 or visit 28 Zenderling Street, Rustenburg. Remember the name, Valley's Motor Spares.
Dad, these Frymax chips are so tasty.
Wow, that really takes me back. My dad bought me a Frymax chips every day after school. They were my favorite when I was your age as well. Quality is at the very heart of what we do, and that's why we ensure that every Frymax packet is filled with the beautiful goodness and flavor-packed taste that you've come to expect from us since 1982. Frymax, from generation to generation.
It's a new beginning. It's a new era. Salam Media, humanitarian journalism.
Welcome back. We are talking with Sheldene Masondo. She is an internal coordinator for Cancervive, and she's sharing her very, very personal and heartfelt story about when she was diagnosed with cancer 9 years ago. We had some light moments before the ad break, and it's such a pleasure talking with you, Sheldene, because you can still see the lighter side of life, and that is such a blessing, really, because normally when people are suffering with a terminal disease, it's just all doom and gloom in their lives. But I marvel at you for still being able to smile and to laugh about moments, as serious as they might have been, moments in your life when you probably were in the deepest and the darkest hole of despair. So, what is it that makes you still smile all the time and gives you the courage and the hope?
I think what still makes me smile is, going out there and teaching people about cancer. Um, and what is beautiful about Cancervive is we do it in different languages. If I stand there as a Zulu girl and say, you know what, I had cancer, this is my story, and we are in Zululand, they can relate to my story, or go to Klerksdorp, where maybe a Shamenki or a Velma will stand there and say, I had cancer, and look at me, people can relate to the story. And I think that's what that fulfills my heart, to see them understand what we're talking about, what when they can relate to what we're talking about. And another thing that still keeps me smiling is that during that difficult time, there was a time when I thought, just after my treatment, I thought the cancer was coming back. And I was so sick, and I went in, they took the bloods, and my oncologist said, no, man, your cancer margins are clear. I don't know what is wrong. And then he said, no, man, Mrs. Masondo, there's one test we have not done yet, the pregnancy test.
Oh,
And he took the bloods. And when they come back, he's like, Mrs. Masondo, all I said was, you can have one glass of wine to celebrate. But clearly you did celebrate, because there is a baby there. You know,
oh, that's absolutely classic. Let's talk about. Look, we all know that cancer is not a communicable disease, but there are a lot of myths around cancer. And when you go out and when you went out in the community and people had heard that you had cancer, did you feel you were marginalized at all? Or is that when you decided, I need to make people aware what cancer is? Just because I have cancer doesn't mean if they interact with me, they're going to get the disease.
mm, I think it's because I also was that person that thought it's contagious, that
Ah,
thought cancer is for white people, that thought cancer is for old people. And as soon as I got the knowledge and the education, and being amongst the people who have lived, uh, uh, their lives with cancer, and are so positive, they are so courageous, I made that promise that, you know what, if I can overcome this, if I can win this battle, I want to be the one to say, I'm also going to Zululand, I'm also going to Soweto. I want to do what they did to me to teach me about cancer.
what did you do before you got involved in advocacy work for cancer to obviously bring very pertinent and important messages to schools, to communities, because without knowledge, you could be suffering in silence. But with Cancervive and other such organizations, they give you hope, they give you strength, and they make you believe that there is reason to live. So, what were you doing before you joined Cancervive?
Before I joined Cancervive, I was working as a support technician, IT support technician, and life was going good. And as soon as I got diagnosed, my husband said, no, let's concentrate on you now. I stopped working, and I would work part time, doing embroidery, doing just at my own pace, to keep not to just sit but do something. And that's when I met Cancervive, actually, and saw what they do. And I started as a volunteer, um, helping there and there, going to hospitals, visiting cancer patients with the Cancervive people. I was not yet employed by Cancervive, but then luckily I got employed by Cancervive, doing what I loved doing before, but only this time I am an employee for Cancervive.
So, what's your message to individuals who may be hesitant to get screened? And I think that's a very important part of healing from cancer. So, those people who are hesitant to get screened um, and don't want to talk openly about cancer, What is your message to them?
My message is, I understand the fear, and talking about cancer can be uncomfortable, but the silence costs lives. And the truth is, early detection saves lives. And the earlier the cancer is found, the more treatable it often is. And I would also say that they are not alone. Cancervive, or we are here to work beside you, to provide information in your language, and to remind you that seeking help is not a weakness, but it's strength. Cancer doesn't care who you are, but awareness can save your
Mm.
life. Yeah.
Cancer doesn't discriminate. You thought
No,
it was a white woman's disease, and look at you.
yes.
Okay. How can individual sponsors or organizations support Cancervive's mission
Mm.
financially, logistically, or just through volunteering?
At Cancervive, we love collaborations. We can host, at schools, we host the edu sessions. Schools can invite us. Um, we workplaces, you can book us for awareness programs or even invite us for pop-up activations and wellness days. Community groups can join us during our awareness ride or request visits. We tailor each experience to the audience, and we ensure it's engaging, inclusive, and impactful.
Oh, thank you so very much. For someone who's a survivor or a caregiver or just simply passionate about advocacy, how can they become part of Cancervive?
Mm, we usually have, I think around November, we've got application forms. They can apply to be, a survivor or to be a cancer survivor. We've got cancer survivors. We've got our supporters, which are our caregivers, our families that join in. Or, when we've got events, you can come in, you can share your stories on our platform. We like different voices, different stories, because each and every story is unique and it can relate to different people.
Sheldene Masondo, it's been such a pleasure talking with you today. I know we were talking about a very serious matter. We were talking cancer survival. But, you went through the entire interview with a smile on your face, and that undoubtedly gives hope and courage to other people that are battling the disease of cancer. So you continue being strong, you continue sharing hope and
Mm,
love and light and make a meaningful difference. Thank you. God bless and go well.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. It was just a total bliss. Thank you so much.
I thoroughly enjoyed talking with you. Go well. Keep us in your prayers as well as we will keep you in our prayers. Go well and God bless. It is 12:30 exactly. News and views moving along. Our final interview this morning, or rather this afternoon, is with Dr. Shada Umar. She is the director of the Teddy Bear Foundation, and we're going to be talking about the first time I've come across this, and a reported rise in harmful sexual behavior amongst children. So let's wait for that very serious discussion in a minute or two.